adorable. But
Yeah.
how did you? I mean, he has said that he had a huge crush on you. Did you know that? Did he seek you? How did it all happen?
He likes to say that he spoke it into existence. He told everybody who he thought might know me, like, tell your girl Mariah that I want to talk to her, all this stuff. And you never know who's who in this business, because we've all seen a lot of jokers out there pretend that they want to talk to you, but it's really just a publicity stunt. So I didn't know him, and I admired his work, but I didn't know what to believe. So when I met him,
how'd you meet him?
It was at the first time was at the 2005 Teen Choice Awards, and I had gotten an award for We Belong Together, my song. And he told me that he said to the people that were doing the show, he wouldn't do it unless he could present my award to me.
He had a plan.
Yes, he had a plan. And the awards on that show, they're like these huge surfboards. So it was kind of a really awkward moment, because I didn't even know, like, what the award was going to look like. I don't think I had been there before. And so I said, I thank you for all the nice things that you've been saying about me, just as I was walking away. And he was like, I meant everything. Give me a chance, or something like that. And then I didn't see him again for like 3 years.
Why didn't you give him a chance then?
2 years. Because my bodyguards were like wishing me away.
And he didn't follow it up?
Doesn't everybody have that problem?
He didn't follow it up?
Well, he didn't know my number, and my bodyguards and people like that can be very protective of me.
Wow.
It's like,
that's good.
They think I'm, like their 3-year-old, I don't know, sister.
So what happened 3 years later? How did he finally crash through the bodyguards?
Well, it was actually, I think it was like 2.5 years later, but I always remembered the moment, and I said, we were doing a video, and there was going to be a love interest in it, and we were thinking of all different actors and people, because I wanted it to be, I wanted to look authentic. And I said, what about Nick Cannon?
You did it.
I did it.
Yeah, but he set the stage for it, see. That's what's so great about it, because that's like in another generation, it was that book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And then there's all this stuff about verbalization. If you want something, say it to everyone.
That's what
everybody
he says.
you want. I want, Mariah Carey. It's not going to work for me. But anyway, if he wanted it, so everybody knew, and you knew.
How long after this video did you marry him?
Very soon.
Yeah, because people were surprised.
People were really
they couldn't. First of all, you'd been single a long time. There were lots of guys who wanted you. You had that bad marriage, that bad
There's
experience.
an age difference.
There's an age difference.
It's an age difference. It's only like 10 years or something,
matter.
right? Well, 10 years is like, honestly, I don't think 10 years is that big a deal. Do you really?
Well, certainly when my first husband and I were quite a bit further apart in age.
Yeah.
So we've dealt with that.
Yeah, well, that was a big difference. But when I remember when you married Nick, and I heard about it, I thought, wait a minute. We didn't even know she was dating, because usually you see couples and it's on and it's off. And this was very fast. How did you know, Mariah?
It was just immediate. We had, since I don't have birthdays, it was my anniversary, that's what I call it. And so we had balloons and everything all over the plane, and, it was very festive for my anniversary, of course.
Anniversary of what?
Just the anniversary of my birth, but it doesn't have a number. It's just an anniversary.
You don't have birthdays. You don't you don't attach numbers.
Oh,
no, I don't believe in them.
I'm having a birthday which I'm keeping hidden. So
don't keep it. See, that's the thing. You don't have to keep it hidden.
But people are going to print your age anyway, and sometimes it's even true.
Who cares? They can think what they want to think. I know that I'm eternally 12. So
well, you do have one age.
That's why I
agree with that. You have one age.
That's why I always feel that you're like my adopted daughter. I told you.
And I wish I.
How long have you not been married?
How long had I not been married?
How long have you now been married?
Oh, 1 year and 5 months.
And 32 hours and 26 minutes. Yeah.
No, we had a really fun 1-year anniversary. Oh, but I didn't finish telling you. So we got on the plane. He got on the plane. First we met at the Beverly Hills Hotel, sat down and talked about the concept. Then we listened to some songs, whatever. And we were both very spiritual, and he happened to be talking about something. I don't remember exactly what it was, and I said, "Oh, that's interesting because I had this Old and New Testament Bible, which is electronic, in my bag." And I just pulled it out and was looking at it, and he was like, kind of like, "Wow, this is different," because it was Hollywood. Beverly Hills Hotel. It's not normal, and not that we're religious fanatics, but, we just, it's just something we have in common. Spirituality more than religion. So basically, the whole thing was, it happened. He got on the plane. I said to him, we went into the back because what are those planes called? I know, Barbara, I know both of you know. No, it wasn't a G5. It was the BBJ. It was a BBJ, and there was like a bedroom in the back. Yeah,
there's a bedroom in the rear.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, a big bedroom.
Don't I know it?
Yeah. What are you about to tell us?
I'm so bored with those, but go ahead.
Yeah, so you and Nick go into the bedroom in the back.
And we were just hanging out because that's how I am. I'm a very good girl. I think you know that about
go
me.
On.
Yeah.
Go on.
I actually am, and then that's, I don't know if it's been a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess it's good. And so we were talking and sitting there together, and I said, I'm going to call you Mr. C. And he said, well, I'm going to call you Mrs. C then. And from then we just started, talking and whatever, and a whole bunch of things happened, which I guess I'll save for when I see you on the show, because I don't want to give it away. But it was very, it was one of those like once in a lifetime things.
How wonderful.
That's
what
great.
What about children?
I would like to do that. My thing about right now is that I have to put this album out and the movie Precious, and both are going to require a lot of...
You know what they say, there's no good time.
I know, but there's a little bit better time than when you're promoting a movie, an album, and a fragrance.
Well, the movie Precious, because I heard you talking about it the other day, it opens on November 6th.
Yes.
And it's been getting incredible buzz. And what is interesting, the girl who plays Precious is a very sad girl, a very overweight, no confidence in herself. And you play a social worker. You are almost unrecognizable.
Hideously
The
ugly.
director made you as unattractive as he could, and you allow this. Now, you could have said this is taking away from my glamorous look, my, the body, the gowns, the stuff, and here you are, this drab social worker. Is this because you really want to be a serious actress, or is this a kind of, once-in-a-lifetime fun thing?
No, I felt that with the whole situation with Glitter, it was like so not.
The last movie you did. Yeah.
There was nobody around me to say, you don't do this, you don't do that. We're not doing this without the script being finished. It was rewrites every day. There was no support, and it was still in a weird situation where I was on Sony as a recording artist, and it was a Sony thing, and it was.
So you wanted to say, you know what, I can so act.
Yeah, and even then, had things been different and everything, there's so many things I don't want to blame everybody else. I'll just take the blame myself. But I just feel like that was then, and it's taken 8 years, and I've done 2 other films. I did another project with Lee called Tennessee, and not a lot of people saw that movie because it didn't have a wide release, but, I'm proud of the work that I